Objects defined to Transdata within the hierarchy here could be renamed or deleted through buttons down here. Now, in order to rename, you have to select on the object itself. And this, for example, this is a data set. So if I were to type in a new data set name, such as 9, and then click on rename, it will actually update the physical data set name out there on disk, and then also have it registered to this model as the new name. In a similar way, you can rename the output dataset by just typing in the new name and then clicking on the rename. In this case, it says there are some models referencing this. Are you sure? You confirm. Notice that there's a new dataset name. In a similar manner, you can also edit the name of the program that's produced. So if I were to change this to 2 and click on rename, that would change the name of the program to reflect the new name. Now you can also do it at the project or at the study level. So if this study were to be study 2, click on rename, notice that that's changed. And you can do it all the way up at the project level, where you can change the project name to a different name, such as project 2, and hit rename. Okay, so that's how you can rename all the objects at all levels by just typing in the name and then clicking on rename. Now, in a similar manner, you can delete objects, such as selecting on the item itself and then clicking on the delete button. It will always ask for confirmation. In that case, it removed that program. Now, if you were to delete a data set, such as this input data set here, and one thing that's important is that that data set is required. So if you were to try to go back to the model, notice that it's empty. But if you were to do something such as edit the model, it'll tell you that it's missing a required field or required input data set. Or if you were to do anything else, it will if you were to edit the program, well, mainly if you were trying to edit the model, it will prompt you to update the input data set. So if you were to go here and reassign that data set as an input, then it comes back with the full requirements, which allows you to then edit the model. Now, in a similar manner, you can delete an entire model. However, one thing to note is that notice that this is the last model within this study, so the delete button is grayed out. This is because you need this model in order to create a new model at that same level. So this is how you would then create that new model. Select at the model level, and then select on a model name and click on new, and then that's how you would then create a new model. Okay, but if that model were not the last item, so notice that there's 2 models now within this study. The delete button is now available. So now I can delete this new model. If I confirm, it removes it. But now this is the last model within this study. It will not allow me to delete it. In a similar manner, I can delete the entire study here by clicking on the delete button, and it says, are you sure? I said yes. That whole study is gone. But that leaves me this last study. Since it's the last study, the delete button is not available, and since this is the last project, the delete button is not available. It is only available when there's multiple projects or studies, because it requires you to have at least one object at each level in order to create a new one. So that's how you would be able to delete, by just selecting on the object if there's more than one at its level, and then clicking on the delete button.